on this day where I share wonderful stories about what the Holy Spirit is doing in my life, and we enjoy our day.
Soundstripe.
And welcome back to my channel. I'm out here taking a walk in my beautiful neighborhood. It is so nice out here. I have like this own little terrace area to myself, so I'm really enjoying it, trying to get some shade, stay in the sun, and get some vitamin D. But I wanted to come to you guys with a quick little message. You probably wondering like why I haven't been posting. I had some people ask me like, when is my next video coming? What have I been doing? And really, you guys, I have just been still and been listening to the Holy Spirit. I've been doing a lot of rebranding for my business on the back end since God has expanded me and I had added some things onto my business. So I just needed to take a moment to really be still and to really just hear from the Holy Spirit and hear what he was saying and what he was calling me to do. And this season is really my season where I'm not going to wait on certain things. I'm not going to wait for certain people to come into my life, wait for certain prophecies to be fulfilled before I step into the full identity of who I am. But it was so crazy because last year when I was getting a lot of prophecies from a lot of my sisters and some of my brothers in the ministry who I truly trust, who are truly prophetic, and just some things that the Holy Spirit was telling me in my own private time that they confirmed about my life and about certain desires that I have. And I remember as a little girl, certain dreams and certain things that I wanted to have done or have fulfilled at a certain time before I, bought my first house or before I reached a certain level in my business. I remember when I was writing my book and I was like, I would love to have met my husband right now so I can have his name all in and through this book. And that's just not the Holy Spirit's will. And I had to really step back and take a look and say to myself, like, why are you waiting for certain things to happen to do certain things in your life? And I feel like a part of being in expectation is not waiting on certain things to be fulfilled when the Holy Spirit is already calling you to move as your own self, as your own individual. And for me, I have been, if you watch any of my other videos, that's all I have been talking about is expectation, being in waiting as far as when it comes to dating and things like that. But as far as growing as a businesswoman, growing into this amazing businesswoman as God is expanding me, expanding my business, opening new doors for opportunity for me, and also just getting deeper into my purpose, growing in the gifts that God has given me, God has taken me back to school, new career advancement. You guys, just so much growing as a mom, being cultivated even more as a wife before my husband even comes. I really had to take a step back and really had to dig a lot deeper. And I feel like when we become whole and when we become healed and we reach a certain level, we think that the healing is done, the healing is complete. And I just wanted to make it known that healing is a journey. It is not a destination. It is not a place where you're going to reach and you're just going to ultimately be this healed person and everything is going to be rainbows and sunshines. No, healing is continuous. You're going to always continue to heal. You're going to always continue to grow if you allow yourself. And for me, I still had some growing to do. So I had to really realize, like, why are you putting your life on hold in hopes that this person will come into your life at any given moment and then you're supposed to do all these things? I truly believe that your husband or your wife should already find you doing what you are called to do. You should not be sitting waiting on them to fulfill a certain purpose. Your husband and your wife is not your superhero. They will be your helpmates to come into your life to help with that purpose even more, to expand it even more, and to help you walk in the will of God even more. But they shouldn't be the one to cultivate it. That's God's job and that's what God does. So I had to really sit back and say, what are you really waiting for? Like, you're really holding yourself back? Like, that's a form of self-sabotage in itself. Like, I had to realize that I was really holding myself back. I was really waiting on me and not getting certain things done for no reason at all. So I really had to take that step back. So I say this to say this, guys. In this season, don't wait for somebody else to do what you have already been given the hands, the mouth, the vision to move forth and do through the will of God, through the Holy Spirit. Don't wait for somebody else to do what God has already called you to do. Because if that's the case, you're going to be waiting forever and that person may never come. if that's not God's will for your life, or if you're not talking to the Holy Spirit to see where he is taking you, what is next to come in your life. Because while you're in the midst of everything, in the midst of growing, in the midst of forming that purpose, you're setting forth the steps to meet whoever you're called to meet, whether it is a husband, whether it is a wife, or whether it's just somebody that's going to come into your life, help you fulfill your destiny, and help you to move forward in whatever it is you're going places. Because for me in this season, I'm discovering so many things and so many talents and so many gifts that I didn't even realize I had. And I was like, girl, you got, you good. Like, you're really amazing. And I had to really take a step back and stop with the imposter syndrome to think that it's no possible way one person can have this many gifts, or it's no possible way I can be this good at this many things. And God saying, why not when you're in me? How can't you not when you're in me? I'm the gift giver, not the world. Because we see so many people who operate in one lane and they operate great in that lane, and that's amazing if God has given you that. But when God has given you control over many territories and you're able to facilitate certain things, you're able to jump right into different circles and kind of just jump right into those places and do different things that a lot of people necessarily wouldn't be able to do. That's a gift, and that's favor within itself. So this season, don't wait on anybody or anything to make things happen for you. Especially me, guys. My testimony, me being a single mom, me rebuilding my whole life after losing everything almost 5 years ago now. Me losing like literally everything I own. I had to start from scratch. I totaled my car out. I had no clothes. I had no place to stay. But because of the grace of God and my obedience to listening to him when he told me to move, I moved. So now, as God is growing me in the spirit even more, I want to be more in tune with that obedience and more in tune with that hearing him when he tells me to move in greater aspects, to be able to move so I won't miss those opportunities. So you guys, don't wait. Spend time with God. Make sure you're around the right people. Don't be afraid to say no in this season. If something's not for you, even if you know you're gifted at it, say no. If it's not for you in that moment, it's okay. I remember I had a business idea when I first started my business, something that I had been great at, and God said, not right now, not yet, because he was trying to plant the seed first before I grew a whole tree out of nothing. So, and it came back around full throttle, and now I'm completely doing everything that I have asked God to do and more. So you guys, make sure you are listening to God and everything that he is asking you to do, and make sure you're just hearing from him before you're waiting on other people to give you prophetic utterances, can give you prophetic words and things like that. You're already prophetic in yourself if you're operating in the Holy Spirit. Pray to God and ask God to speak to you. Jeremiah 33:3, God will make his wonders known unto you, his secrets known unto you. So if you ask God, then you shall receive. So you guys, just be encouraged in this season. And when I say go in expectation, go and operate in faith and knowing that the Holy Spirit has already given it to you. You guys have a great day. Have an amazing weekend. I'm going to go out and treat myself to a date today. So you guys, be blessed and do something nice for yourself. Self-care is always needed. As you pour out, you need to be poured back into. I love you guys so much. Peace.